We know each other.
Briefly.
And I've been avoiding you for a little bit of time. And I feel really bad.
That's okay.
And we've had to just not hang out together.
Yeah.
In
I
order
approached
to
a
do
couple
this.
of times that I felt slightly rejected, but that's okay.
This is the first time I ever meet you, Karim.
Nice to meet you, Andrés.
It's very nice to meet you,
I
too.
heard about you, though.
That can't be good.
It's rare in this city that nobody's heard about you. Paella, what's the fucking deal?
It's just rice, man. It's just rice with things on it.
There are things we think we know about places, but history, prejudice, stereotypes, and the viral nature of 24-hour news and social media has made common knowledge about faraway places more twisted than ever.
Today, as always on MisInfoNation, we try to clear up some of the outright lies, mistakes, myths, and misnomers of an entire country by doing what we do best, by having a chat with someone who actually knows what they're talking about.
So, let's learn how to lisp. Grab a classical guitar, pop a flower in your hair, put on your espadrilles. Let's go for a late-night dinner and brisk ramble through the humid and historied streets and cities of our home. España, España. That's great.
Myself and Andrés call Spain home and have done collectively for more than 38 years. We could have picked a multitude of friends to take on the mammoth task of MisInfoNation Spain, but we didn't. We chose a new friend, an unexpected friend, a sexy friend.
That's right. We chose the tall, handsome, thoughtful, intelligent Javier Bardem lookalike himself, Karim Diouri Haya.
So, here we go. Flamenco, Sangria, Paella, and siestas. Or, as Andrés puts it,
Spain. What the fuck is that? How do you even begin?
how does it feel under the microscope?
I'm not. Now that you describe it that way, I'm not feeling great, to be honest.
I thought I was good at relaxing people. It's turning out not to be that true.
It's kind of because you kind of enjoy the squirm.
As we tend to do here on MisInfoNation, we found someone, well, that doesn't quite fit the mold of the typical Spaniard. And that's Karim.
He's the kind of guy who you look at and it would take you 100 guesses to figure out where he's from. And his full name isn't going to help you out with any clues either.
Karim Diouri Haya.
Ooh, that's great.
And also not that Spanish.
Too Moroccan to be Spanish, too Spanish to be Moroccan. You know?
One of those.
So my father was born in Larache, which is it was a colony from Spain in Morocco.
Okay.
And then they moved to Melilla, which is a tiny city in the north of Morocco that belongs to Spain.
An enclave?
That's the word,
yeah,
yeah.
that's the word.
Okay.
So Melilla is an autonomous Spanish city on the north coast of Morocco on the Mediterranean Sea. With a tiny population of about 90,000 people, the city is an incredible melting pot of Christianity, Judaism, Hinduism, and Buddhism.
The people of Melilla, however, seem to overwhelmingly support continued Spanish sovereignty.
Karim backs this up as we get to know him a little bit better. For someone too Moroccan to be Spanish and too Spanish to be Moroccan, he certainly has moved around in Spain a lot.
I mean, I've been in, I think if I don't remember wrong, maybe 12 different schools and high schools and that.
Holy
my family was a
shit.
bit, there was a lot of issues going on and a lot of separation and then coming back together and then moving to another place. And it was a bit of
A fiery love affair.
Yeah, you can call it that. You can call it that.
But Karim, in his calm, philosophical way, doesn't see the constant moving around as a bad thing. In fact, he now looks at it as playing a huge part in forming who he is.
I mean, it gives you a lot and it takes a lot too, in terms of personality, traits, right?
Yeah.
And also you discover something very, I think, fundamental, which is that you aren't anything really. You aren't this or aren't that. You just being that, You are being that for the time until you decide to be something else,
Changing schools 12 times is like taking acid when you're 6.
I mean,
You try to work out
Yeah.
oh, I'm actually just energy, nothing matters.
Yeah, I think that's a fair comparison, yeah.
All right, but Where exactly has Karim lived?
Barcelona, Marbella, Nueva Andalucía, then Churriana, Fuengirola, Mijas Costa, then Marbella again, then Melilla, then Torremolinos, Melilla again, and then Malaga for university, and then the rest is just my life, which I also moved quite a bit.
So for Karim, is it a case of never fitting in? Is it a case of being a Moroccan in Spain and a Spaniard in Morocco? Is it a case of damned if you is and damned if you ain't?
To me, just any kind of label like that is just like
You don't feel it.
I'm not any of that, you know. I'm not any of this group thing, you know. I'm quite an individual. I feel an individual.
I can see that.
Yeah.
I can feel it sitting across from you. That was an intro.
That was an intro. Fuck, I have no idea where we're at now. I'm just going to cross out all of these.
So, this is MisInfoNation. Let's find out what Karim believes are the big Spanish stereotypes.
One of the things is that we are very lazy, which is I don't think is true. Well, the whole flamenco thing, I think that we got past that, you know. Nobody's expected to be just fucking giving some flamenco lessons everywhere you go. Other than that, I don't know. I think the main thing is that we talk very loud, that we party a lot, and which that is unfortunately or fortunately very true. Very true.
I would say good at partying.
Coca-Cola did a survey of Spain in like 2019.
Yeah.
And there was 350,000 bars in Spain for the entire population. That's one bar for every 125 people.
That's insane. And if you, it is insanity. It is literally insanity. But if you walk in the street, you realize very quickly that this is a bar. You know, we're walking in a bar. I mean, you can call it. We can say that there is 350,000, or is a massive one. You know, we got a massive bar.
So lazy, flamenco obsessed, party animals.
That feels like a no, yes?
Right, but first up on the list of Spanish stereotypes, according to the internet, is that Spain is loud. The voices, the music, the streets, the arguments, everything.
Yeah, the thing about people talking too loud. It was actually a plane, like a flight back to Spain, and the pilot, German pilot, made a comment about like, well, enjoy the quiet while you can, because welcome to Spain was the kind of comment. And I was like,
Oh,
wow, not funny, really.
Well, it is. But yeah, I mean, it's annoying to me too. You know, people who speak very loud and just, you know, I heard somewhere somebody say the volume of you talking is directly proportional to the importance that you give to yourself.
Interesting.
Well.
Oh, God. Let me just turn myself down a little bit.
I've heard people in a movie theater take a call at that level.
Oh, yeah.
No, que estoy en el cine. Like, full volume. You're like,
Can you believe that?
I'm watching Schindler's List, man.
Living here in Barcelona, both me and Dre feel like this one is a bit of a no-brainer. But still, the tapas and sangria, all day, every day cliche remains everywhere. It's number 2 on the list. But is that all we really eat and drink?
Tapas and sangria.
I mean, tapas, yes. Sangria, a little maybe. I mean, nobody drinks sangria here. Have you met any Spanish person drinking sangria anytime?
I was going to say, it's like maybe not even a teenage thing. Like the teenage thing I remember was calimocho, when it was mullets and ska.
But is there anywhere in Spain where a regular, like a Spanish native would drink sangria?
What I know, sangria is not... It's not that I don't like it, you know. I can drink a sangria, but you know, I'm not gonna even think about ordering a sangria. You know,
I would never put that on my top.
No. Yeah. And then for calimocho, which is red wine with Coke, this, as far as I know, is still very consumed in the north of Spain, particularly in the Basque country. it's just too sweet and it gives you headache after the
Exactly.
Yeah.
sixth.
Which brings us tidily to the thing about how Spanish people are good at partying, because it's not like the British or the Australians or the Bolivians even. It's about getting drunk as quickly as possible.
That's very
Whereas
true.
in Spain, I think one thing across the entire peninsula is people know how to drink.
It's patience with everything. Like everything here, there's an urgency to the way people talk and the way people are and their personality. It's like, ora. But then you sit someone down with a beer, they'll sit with it for like an hour.
Because you want a good chat.
That is one thing that the Spanish do incredibly well. The conversation on the Iberian Peninsula is not so much a flow as it is a waterfall. And more often than not, these good chats all lead to one place: food.
Do you have a dish that you will always take anywhere you are?
Wow, okay. What is the meal that I would choose if I could only choose one meal for
That's
the
a
rest
good-
of my
that's a
life?
Very good question.
Yeah.
I know that.
Okay.
And I think nobody can disagree with me that the best answer to that question is a whole roast chicken with chips. You can eat that every day.
This
if
is
you,
the thing,
if you add just a glass of Coke with one ice and a slice of lemon, genuine classic Coca-Cola, and you get it.
It's your
That's why you can
your last
you
meal.
can eat that for the fucking rest of your life.
This
You'll
is
be
what,
fine.
this was one of the things that surprised me about coming to Spain, is that the Sunday tradition of the chicken,
The roast chicken thing?
the roast chicken. The people don't know that, and that it's
Well,
like
it's a la brasa. It's like this
Yeah.
rotisserie
yeah.
chicken.
Imagine a chicken on a spit rotating very slowly with the grease coming down.
Hundreds of
I'm getting
chickens.
hungry now.
Hundreds of
I'm
chickens. It was one of the things that I really appreciated when I moved here. And I wish this wasn't true, but there are many times where I have gotten an entire chicken and potatoes for me.
You've done a whole chicken?
Yeah.
Really?
in one sitting?
Yeah.
In one sitting?
Yeah.
Wow.
And then a siesta and then a bit of flamenco.
Do you wear-
And I cooked a paella.
do you wear-
Ole. Sasa.
Do you wear like a toga?
No, I wear it.
Do you sit
I
in
was
the throne?
naked. I was just naked.
Wear a full
Covered in
bloody
chicken
chicken
grease.
bib.
In feathers. Covered in feathers.
It's like tripping when you have a whole chicken.
So you're high on chicken?
You're high on chicken, and then you will have a siesta where you will see the eternal nothingness.
All right.
It's that deep asleep.
Wow. All right.
Highly recommended.
Whew. Well, no shame here, Neil. This is a safe space.
Thanks, man. When it comes to national dishes, Spain's is truly iconic. Paella. Not paella.
Originally from Valencia, this shallow pan, traditionally cooked over flames, is the most requested dish by travelers to Spain. The OG Valencian version is short grain rice, chicken, rabbit, vegetables, green beans, and saffron.
But of course, you can get it with seafood, or marisco. You can get it with lobster and more stock, or caldoso. You can even get it black with squid ink or arroz negro.
This big family dish is traditionally eaten outside at large gatherings and street parties, or on the beach with groups of friends. Always for lunch, never for dinner. Remember that.
Apparently, the biggest paella ever cooked was by a Valencian restaurateur, Joan Galvis, in October 2001. This paella fed about 110,000 people. But does the dish deserve its iconic status?
So paella, how do you feel about it? What's your paella?
Best paella experience I had, it was in a paella place in Tarragona.
Okay.
But it's called arroz caldoso con bogavante, which means
lobster.
brothy rice. That's
Yeah.
It's my favorite. It's my
really,
favorite one
really
too.
good.
More soupy paella.
Yeah.
You get
I heard
more of
something about the
stock.
paella that you might have not heard before.
What's that?
Which is that the paella was originally created from the Moors that were living here, right?
Yeah.
That sounds
So
right.
they would take all the things that were leftovers from their food and just give it to the poor people or to the peasants.
Yeah.
And they
Yeah,
would
and
just mix it with rice.
Yeah.
And there you go.
So, here we go. There's no way around it, especially when it comes to Spain. It's time for the food speed round.
What they called you in high school. What is it? have you tried it? Is it good? Andrés is going to read them, and I will do the description in the voiceover later.
Please.
All right. Cocido madrileño.
I tried that. Fond memories of that because while I was in Granada studying, I was sharing with this guy from Madrid who was a total motherfucker, but he cooked amazing cocido madrileño. Mean one, like proper mean.
A little bit of hate. A little bit of hate.
Yeah, a little bit of hate. Yeah, he put a little bit of hate. A sprinkle. Just
Just a little taste. Oreja de cerdo.
I tried that. I don't like it. I don't see what is the appeal of that.
Me too.
It's just
The texture is weird.
Yeah, it's just.
Have you eaten it?
I have. I think if you're going to eat an animal's ear...
The thing in Spain is that you will be able to try every piece
Yeah.
of the pig.
Yeah.
Yeah. I know the penis though.
No, never had a pig penis.
Or the tail. You
That's
don't
true.
try. Yeah.
Why not? That's the line?
What I love here, one of the things that is fabulous, if you have vegetarian friends that come from the States
You know.
and they come to Spain and they visit like the market and there's a butcher shop and it's first like you see the full animal that they've never seen. They've never seen the head of a rabbit or anything like that.
Yeah.
And then they have the little like little mascots. Like my favorite is it's a little butcher pig.
Oh, yeah, with the jacket on.
He's dressed with the little like apron and he has a knife and he's cutting bits of himself off and smiling at you.
Oh, shit, I need bacon.
Exactly. Percebes.
I tried it just once, and I always wanted to try it because it's this luxury thing, right? This is
Yeah.
like delicatessen, and it just, I mean, it feels as if you are eating a piece of the sea itself.
It looks like a dinosaur foot
It's more like an alien thing.
Yeah,
It's
yeah.
very alien.
from a different planet.
Yeah. But is that percebe an animal, really? Is that
It's
an
not
animal?
What is it? A barnacle, right?
It's a goose barnacle.
There it is.
Goose barnacles. I mean, if you want to eat H.R. Geiger's initial sketches for Alien,
If you're a fan of Alien,
Try
you will
it.
enjoy
You
the
must.
percebes. Pulpo a la gallega.
Ah, this is very nice. You know, if you find one that is not hard and just
This is the
it has
key.
to be soft. It has to be soft and not very gummy.
they beat it, right?
They
You
beat
gotta
it,
smack
yeah.
it.
They tenderize it.
There are actually professional fighters of octopus in Spain. You know
Yeah.
that, right?
Oh, really?
No, not really.
Callos.
Oh, yeah.
Yes, I tried callos, and I tried callos both in the Moroccan cuisine
Oh.
and in the Spanish cuisine.
So what's the difference with Moroccan callos?
I have literally no idea. I do know that I like them more, the Moroccan ones.
I can't. I don't have the guts to do it.
Really?
It's not.
what-
No pun intended.
What
but
are they? What are they?
It's tripe.
One of the things about living in Spain for me is the overhearing people's conversations, and I've had these phrases that have stuck in my mind, and one of them is about callos. I was walking in the center of Barcelona, and I just heard the following phrase, which I'll say in Spanish and then translate. Es que tío, me comí un plato de callos podridos entero.
Whoa.
This guy ate an entire plate of rotten tripe.
But the idea that he ate the whole plate, that was the thing that stuck with me, where I was like, there had to be a moment.
This is no good.
There's got to be something wrong here.
I'm still here though.
Me comí un plato de callos entero. And then the other classic one that I heard by where I live in Puebla Sec was lo mató con una pata de cerdo. He killed him with a pig's foot, like a pig's leg.
Oh god, that went so much.
He was murdered with a pig's leg. Where I was like, that is maybe the most Spanish thing
Yeah,
I've ever heard.
That's a Spanish superhero for sure. That's a Spanish superhero.
Just two big soaps for hands and a cape. So with great food, obviously comes great passion in all walks of life, including relationships. Mostly it's the female, fiery Spanish temperament, which is another highly ranked stereotype. Is it true though? Dre?
Penelope Cruz throwing plates on the floor at Javier Bardem and Vicky Cristina Barcelona. Is it real?
I mean, of course it depends, but yeah, there is some it's reality based. Let's put it that way.
Based on true events.
Yeah, it's based on true events. That's exactly it. And I'm just coming from a separation, so the whole fiery thing is very, very present still.
The plate throwing period is very fresh.
Yeah,
What I
no,
just
she was
is
great,
well,
she was great.
you have a little bit of Bardem.
Oh, absolutely.
I've been told, but I don't see it. But I've been
No,
told a few
the way
times.
you sound, actually.
Oh, really?
It's your
Yeah.
voice.
You have a
yeah.
very
I never
nice
had-
voice.
Really?
And
Yeah.
you're a handsome man.
Oh well, thank you.
And you're much taller than him.
Is he small?
I think he's quite small.
You think?
Yeah.
Yeah, let's take a shit on Javier Bardem right here without any knowledge.
No. Maybe he's bigger when he turns up in
No,
person.
he's not taller than me. I can tell you that.
No, he's no.
I don't know if it's
You are a tall man.
I don't think anyone in Spain is taller than you.
But there is something to the fiery temperament. So here's a question. As somebody who's experienced Barcelona,
Yeah.
Andalusia, Melilla,
Yeah.
is there a difference in the fire?
Yeah. Yes. I don't think people from here in Barcelona are very fiery. Women are. Women are quite fiery here when pushed to certain limits. I can tell you that.
Well, it's getting pretty hot in here, so let's take a quick break. It sounds like we're about to have sex. It just ended on us being like, yeah, you're really tall and handsome. Well, it's getting pretty hot in here.
The night is young.
Whew. Too much fire. Yeah, it's getting pretty hot in here, so let's take a quick break.
It really is. This is the hottest I've ever been in my life. Okay, we'll see you in a sec for more chat about bullfights, Basques, and borders. The division around Spain,
Yeah.
like, is there within the country? Is there like these people are stupid? These people
Oh,
are.
yes.
Is there like a?
There are stereotypes. There are massive stereotypes depending on the areas. Yeah, I think the stereotypes are not based in false facts. Are based on true
Yeah,
facts.
sure. So, who are the sheep shaggers?
The sheep shaggers that must be in central Spain or the north. That
Or
must
the
be.
Basque?
Yeah.
The Basque.
But no,
It's the question that everybody was asking.
Let's keep it open.
Doesn't have to be the Basques, but the north.
I mean,
And then the Andaluces, what I love about the Andaluces, for me, they're kind of like the Irish.
okay.
Yeah.
Cross-eyed, bad hair.
Sure. But the wordplay, the amazing Andalusian wordplay. So there was a Sergi, who famously was on the Cagatillo episode of Catalan Christmas for Passport. He had a friend called Jesus. He's Jesus. And Jesus had some phrases which have become like lexicon. Like you will use his phrases just because they're fun to say.
Give me one.
He had one which was Fegi, que calor, me suda hasta la foto del DNI.
I'm
Which
so hot that
it's so hot my ID photo is sweating. Which is an incredible. It's wonderful.
It's like a Boricami.
What about this? This is another Andalusian saying. It's eres más vasto con bocata de escombros.
That's amazing.
Wait, I didn't get that one.
so good.
That is you are
You're so base. You're so base. You're like a rubble sandwich.
yeah.
A rubble sandwich.
We're gonna do some Spanish sayings in the voice of Neil.
I'm just gonna turn on the big text.
Come on, Gramps.
Botar la casa por la ventana.
We would say tirar la casa por la ventana. It means let's imagine this wedding where they hire the best musicians, they hire the best catering, the best everything, and they really cannot afford that, right? So they are throwing the house out of the window. Yeah, that's the literal
image.
translation. Yeah, just throwing the house out of the window. Yeah.
It's throwing the baby out with the bathwater.
How?
Yeah.
I guess it is.
It's throwing the baby out the bathwater. You're like, oh, we have to do this. Oh no, we fucked up.
Sure, but in the Spanish sense of it, it doesn't have the negative thing of you've killed a baby.
Yeah.
It's more like you've gone above and beyond your possibilities.
Exactly.
Yeah, you don't have a house anymore.
Sure, but
no.
you had a hell of a party.
Yeah. Yeah.
Crease la última Coca-Cola del desierto.
But this is just being an arrogant fuck. That's what that means. Just this, just feeling like you are the last bottle of Coke in the desert. I think it's self-explanatory.
Yep, it says everything. Well, there's great ones. In Latin America, it's creerse el pipí del papa.
You think you're your dad's piss.
O la teta de Tarzán.
Tarzan's tits.
Yep.
In English, he thinks he's the dog's bollocks.
The dog's bollocks. Which
Dog's
doesn't
bollocks.
make sense as from somebody.
Because they're perfect.
Are they?
I mean, if you look at fucking bulldogs,
They're
pair
pretty
of balls, it's like
pretty
that
good.
is what perfection looks like.
I always think of...
Was it with you when we saw this dog that had the balls hanging for a little thread of the skin,
Yeah.
like a tiny, like diminutive?
That was maybe my...
And it was called John Lennon. The dog was called John Lennon. It was called
Amazing.
Yeah, it was right there.
Oh, no.
Guys, suddenly I
how
can't
did
do
we
it.
get here?
Me and Andrés spent forever doing the accents of the Beatles. Now I can't remember how to do John Lennon.
I was just playing around on the piano, and I said, John, do you think we could do a little bit of...
Well, I can, but I got a little problem with my balls. I seem to be hanging by a tiny thread. No tener pelos en la lengua.
That the literal translation would be to not have hair on your tongue. And what that means is that you don't have any type of, you don't refrain yourself to say what you think.
It's one of those things that separates the Spanish from the Catalans, for example.
Okay.
If you go
We're
into...
gonna get murdered
I know.
here.
Come at me, Catalans.
Oh yeah, but it is true. There is a lot of, this is what I think.
Yeah.
And so I say it, you know.
Burro hablando de orejas.
How is that?
Burro hablando de orejas.
Look at the donkey talking about ears, which I think it's kind of self-explanatory, but I can go a little bit further. So I think it's just someone who is normally complaining about something that he does himself.
This is a classic. Mejor malo conocido que bueno por conocer.
Oh yeah, this is a classic. I'm very used to this one. It's better the bad you know
There you go.
that the good that still is to be known.
That you haven't
You
met
don't know.
yet.
Yeah, you haven't met yet.
It's better the devil you know.
That's the one. Camarón que se duerme se lo lleva la corriente.
Shrimp that falls asleep is taken by the
already
current, which means stay awake and ready. Don't relax too much because
You might miss it.
you might miss it and you're gonna lose the chance for whatever.
Más se consigue lamiendo que mordiendo.
What? You know what? I never had this one, but I get it straight up.
You get it straight up, right?
And I should implement that into my philosophy because I'm more of a biter than a licker. Yeah. So you achieve more licking than biting. Nothing to add.
Isn't that obvious?
Isn't that obvious? Yeah, for a licker it is. For a biter it's not.
So here in Catalonia, which is an autonomous region of Spain, there's been a decades-long debate about Catalan independence.
It culminated in riots throughout Barcelona in October of 2017, after Spain declared a referendum illegal and a breach of the Spanish constitution. To put it bluntly, it was a mess.
Yeah, it's an understatement. The president of Catalonia was exiled, and let's just say that the tensions between the Spanish and the Catalans has been a constant presence in the country before and since. Oof, Catalanes.
Yeah, Catalonia is not very well seen by the rest of Spain because of, they're seen as ungrateful. Because, we have to put in perspective that this whole thing comes from the fact that there is a a massive current of Catalonian people that want to be independent from Spain. And there is a lot of different arguments back and forth from one side and the other one. But all in all, it comes down to, obviously, if you both belong to a country and one of them wants out of that is going to generate a lot of friction and animosity, and then we go into, okay, but you are as a wealthy area of Spain, why are you that wealthy? What instruments have we put as a country for you to be that wealthy? And it goes on, and there is no ending to that. So,
and it's also fascinating because if you read a paper here, a national paper, El País, you read the paper here, you'll get one set of news, and if you're in Andalusia, it's going to be a very different reading of the same news.
Because one place sees it as financial and the other place sees it as cultural.
Exactly.
Yeah.
Yeesh.
Difficult.
It's complex, and that's what makes Spain beautiful and very difficult.
Complex and very beautiful indeed.
Well, along with Catalunya, there's another region in the north vying for independence as well, the Basque Country.
Rugged and gorgeous, the Basque Country is home to a couple of amazing cities in Bilbao and San Sebastian, which is one of my favorite places to visit in all of Spain.
So the Basques, like the Catalans, they have their own culture and language, Euskera, which is almost untraceable in origin and the only surviving Paleo-European language spoken in Europe.
So, shout out to the Basques.
I do have to give like a little moment to the Basques because I do love the Basques. They're wonderful. I have a good friend, Íñigo, lives in San Sebastián, Donostia,
Yeah.
Ñoñosti.
It's one of my favorite cities in the world.
It's beautiful. Wonderful, good food. Beautiful. A couple of moments that I loved, which was one friend of mine from Catalunya, and he decided he was going to drive to San Sebastián, which in Basque is called Donostia.
For a booty call.
No, he wanted to visit. He wanted to visit Íñigo, so he called up Íñigo and he said to him, "I'm in Donostia. How do I get to San Sebastián?" Say that again. Put the phone up so that everybody could hear it. Put it on speakerphone, and everybody was like just laughing their asses off. Sí, he llegado aquí, pero todas las señales están en orco. I just got to Basque Country, and all the signs are in orc.
It feels like that, though.
A little bit.
It really feels like that.
The language is amazing.
If the paella is the nation's dish, then surely the matador or the bull, perhaps, live in the world's mind as the symbols of Spain. It's worth noting, however, that here in Catalonia, bullfighting has been banned since 2010, with the city's bull rings renovated into malls, cinemas, and public event spaces.
It's a touchy subject, of course. The barbaric nature of bullfighting is obviously horrendous. But we gotta ask.
Have you ever been to watch a bullfight?
I haven't. And I always been very against, but with time, if you stay a little bit disconnect of your beliefs for a second and you look at it from outside of your beliefs, you will very soon see that cows and bulls are killed every day for many reasons. Mm-hmm. And if you look at a bullfight, probably if you don't just look at one of them, and if you start listening to what the commentators are saying, and you will very soon realize that there is an art in it. And I know how that is going to raise a lot of eyebrows, but there is, and it's something that I don't agree with. And if I could push a button and make it disappear, I probably would push it.
Yeah.
But it doesn't exist because it's a murderous thing. It doesn't exist because it's barbaric. It exists for other reasons. And sometimes on this kind of topics that are very debatable, it's good to take a step back and try to leave your beliefs on a side and try to just have another perspective. Try to have a more absolute perspective instead of just your perspective.
There's something in it that I'm kind of fascinated with. Yeah. And if I could push a button to make it go away, I would do it. But there's still a thing where I'm
because it's a theatrical show that is about something very primordial, and deeply dark.
Very dark.
Very violent.
What it makes it really bad is the torturing,
The measured torture.
That's not artistic, that's not cultural, that's just plain evil.
An arena to show man's power over everything.
That's right.
Whew. Okay. Well, let's just leave that one there.
Let's refocus. Let's talk about the good things.
Sure. Let's talk about what Spain does better than any other nation.
Not taking life that seriously.
Good.
Pondering what work means in your life. In one hand, you could say that Spanish people don't see work up there as their main thing in life. And for that reason, there's the rates of success and growth in terms of career is not at level with other countries. But at the same time, we go to work and we don't just go home and stay until the next day. We go to bars, we go for a walk to the beach, we go with the kids to a park and we stay until 10 p.m. The life just more full of events, and you spend more time in the street rather than just at home. So what do we best?
Life.
We do best life, yeah. We do life best, yeah.
There's a part and there's a way to enjoy your life perhaps a little bit more than you should in all stages of your life, even when you have
100%.
kids and it's allowed and it's like kind of permitted. Throwing a party starts at 11:30. Bring the kids. Like, what? No. Okay.
No, you have to bring the kids.
It is true that there is an ease to existing here if you're gainfully employed that I've never really experienced in any other country I've lived in.
But as Karim points out, this casual attitude towards life comes with a consequence.
What is Spain not good at?
I don't think we are good sellers. I don't think we sell what we have very good. If you look at, for example, Italy is the first olive oil exporter, or wine as well. Spain doesn't take pride on Spain. Spanish people don't take pride on being Spanish. The most clear example of it is how the flag is shown with shame. It's associated with being a righty, being from the right parties, and or being conservationist, or there is a lot of shame, guilt, and lack of pride in the Spanish nationality itself.
Do you think there's an inferiority complex?
Yes.
So, I guess with great pleasure comes great guilt.
All right, well, sorry, but let's turn the tables on Karim.
What do you do better than anybody else?
Me? I don't know if better than anybody else, but I'm very eager, willing, and able to change.
Nice.
That's something that I can do, that I learned how to do.
How are you on apologies?
Great.
There you go.
Do you think that comes from the fact that you had to move so many places and see yourself in so many different...
I guess that, and also the way that my parents related to each other, and my personal life experiences, and the fact that I don't need to be right. I want to be right, but I'm more interested than being right. I'm more interested in what is true.
We always like to end MisInfoNation with a personal question.
One which can only come from our guest.
A question about the weight of a nation resting on your shoulders anytime you travel to see the world.
How do you feel as carrying the backpack of being Spanish in the world?
Well, when I was in England, if I would meet a Spanish person, I wouldn't say I'm Spanish until I know that person, how it is. I didn't want the whole,
a little bit.
Hey, you're Spanish, so we're friends now. So what you're asking me is, when somebody asks me where you're from, and I say I'm Spanish, and how do I feel about the stereotypes that I know that they might be having in that moment?
Sure. How does it feel to carry that in the world?
I don't think it's something that I'm, like particularly, and that comes back to the pride thing. You see,
Right.
It's connected.
You don't lead with it. You're like,
Because,
hey.
I'm as I was saying in the beginning of the podcast, because of my background and everything, and I don't really feel like Spanish to that kind of roots in me. So it's hard to say. But if I can answer in a way, I would say that I'm not happy when people project the stereotypes commonly
onto you.
commonly had onto me. Yeah, I kind of try to displace myself from those.
You do it very, very well.
I think you do a good job.
Because when I first met you, I'm going to try this one more time.
Here we go.
I was like, Karim is Spanish? And you have a similar thing to what this motherfucker here has, where he can be from anywhere. Because of the voice and because of the way you look, you give yourself a little bit of anonymity to confirm or deny anywhere you're from.
Yeah, I've been asked if I'm from Greece, if I'm from Egypt, if I'm from
absolutely.
Israel, if I'm from many different places. Yeah.
Does that give you a bit of comfort?
Yeah. What it actually gives me is individuality. Just know me. This because I'm not trying to represent or to I'm not trying to represent any population. Just with me is fine.
Coming out of Melilla. Salud.
Salud.
Cheers.
Thank you guys for having me.
That was
lovely.
amazing. That was great.
Thank you for sharing. So there you have it. Spain contains multitudes.
It does also contain flamenco, paella, and sangria, but also an incredible level of diversity. People from all over the world have obviously fallen in love with the Spanish way of doing life best.
Me and Neil included. Huge thanks to Karim for his time and his thoughts.
Next time on MisInfoNation, we're taking on a surprise guest. So keep a lookout in the feed for that. Stay safe, take care, and we'll see you next time.
And remember, if you think it's a stupid question, it probably isn't.
This episode of MisInfoNation was written and produced by me, Neil Innes, and Andrés Bartos. Huge thanks again to our new buddy Karim for his thoughts and time. You can follow him at KarimJustFlow_music on Instagram. Our theme music for MisInfoNation is by River Deep Mountain Dew. The show is mixed and mastered by Julian Kwasniewski. Stacey Book, Dominic Ferrari, and Avi Glijansky do life better than anyone, including the Spanish. They also executive produce the show, which is hosted by me, Neil Innes, and a man who could kill you with a leg of ham and then eat an entire rotten plate of tripe straight after, Andrés Bartos. We'll see you in the next place. Olé. Olé.